ain't thinking. Get your mind working, cause you know it ain't working the way it should be.
Your friend better stay here, because we're going to go see some people of mine. And they don't like strange dudes. They don't fuck around.
Good hello, my fellow stinky visitors here in hell. I hope you're not in misery at the moment. I hope you have something to look forward to today. Perhaps a tasty bite to eat? This piece is titled, You Are Actually Eternal and High IQ. It was written and copyrighted 2026 by Alexander T. Newport, your Philobabblist, Extraordinaire. Let us begin by counting down. 3, 2, 1.
Why does this world seem like hell? Why does it seem unnatural and wrong? For it to seem like hell and seem unnatural and wrong can only mean you have some sort of distant memory of a life that is not hell, nor seems unnatural or wrong. If this was your first ever existence, it would not seem wrong or unnatural, and death would not be scary. And yet we all feel like this world is wrong and unnatural. We all recoil from the bad, mad, and sad stuff as if we are not used to it, as if it is foreign and weird. And you, yes you are an eternal person playing the role of a temporary biography, a temporary character woven into a soap opera, dramatic, comedy of the absurd, with other temporary performers and portrayers, each another's audience, and each an actual eternal spirit who is perfect, eternal, conscious energy which can never be changed, improved, diminished, bullied, or destroyed, but can obviously be intentionally forgotten. So here you are in a fake world, for a real world is eternal. It has always existed. It was not born or invented or imagined or created. It has always existed, just like you. And yet this world you are in is obviously temporary and therefore unreal. So here you are, an eternal thinking, feeling person who is well aware she is a thinking, feeling person. And here you are in a temporary world. It seems like the only world you have ever known. You don't remember being alive before being born as this person with a name you don't like. You don't remember making any decision to forget your eternal home and live out a bizarre and mysterious temporary existence. You are an eternal, impenetrable, unique person of consciousness. You are spiritually omnipotent and omniscient. You are perfectly equal and equally perfect to all others. No one can make you think or feel or do anything. No one can get inside of you, and you cannot get inside anyone else. You are a sealed unit. Impenetrable. You cannot escape yourself. You cannot turn yourself off. You have been alive forever, and you will always be alive forever. No other person at your heavenly home can make you think or feel or do anything. And more importantly, nobody wants to make you do or think or feel anything. Nobody feels inadequate or inferior or insecure. Anything you can do or think or feel, so can I. We are not afraid of any thought or anything or any feeling or any experience. No one tricked you or coerced you or forced you into this temporary hell existence because no one has the least desire to interfere with or fuck with anyone in heaven. To blame someone else for your appearance in this nightmare is to play the victim card. Poor whittle dumb innocent lamb got tricked by evil spirits in heaven to go to hell and cry and wonder why he has to die. Die! If you had any true intelligence, you would at least want the truth to be that you are responsible for your appearance here in hell, even if you can't remember making the decision to come here. If you had any true intelligence, you would be horrified to your core at the idea that someone else had the power or even spiritual desire to trick you or otherwise force you into this hellish prison sentence nightmare of yours. Now, if you are depressed or otherwise running at a low vibration, you don't have access to the feelings that emanate from higher vibrational thoughts and ideas such as the claim you are perfect, eternal conscious energy. The lower your vibration, the more you feel like a victim, and the more likely you will reject the idea that the philosophical and spiritual truths must reach the epitome of simplicity, fearlessness, and good news for all living creatures. Your vibrational level is your business, not mine. If you want to experience the higher vibrational thoughts and feelings that make what I say seem obvious and perfect, then fall madly in love with someone or explore the kinds of psychedelics known for making someone feel lovey-dovey and touchy-feely. Ever notice during those times when you were fresh in love with someone and they were fresh in love with you, how most things just fell into place without any effort? How each day you felt uplifted and uplifting without trying? How no amount of someone else's bad news brought you down? Without an experience with bliss, be it through love or drugs, you will remain a low vibrational, low IQ, victim-minded, angry whittle lamb who believes it was tricked or forced into this nasty, shitty, peculiar prison sentence nightmare hell. No amount of DMT or ayahuasca or any hallucinogen will take you to the higher vibrations of bliss, where it makes sense that you are actually an eternal person who scripted this hell life whilst completely sane and sober in heaven. Look at how many tears you have cried in this recalculous biography of yours. Look at how many times you grieved over the death of a pet or some human being. Look at how many times you were sure you were going to kill yourself before the end of the day. Look at how many times you were in trouble and could not see any way out. And yet a way eventually appeared. Look at how many times you've been in debt and could not fathom any way whatsoever how you could get some money and go from the red and back into the black. And yet money eventually arrived, and usually in a way you never heard of. Look at how much shit and misery you have lived through. Look at those times when you were ill and convinced you were dying, only to recover and feel as though you've never been sick a day in your life. You are the same I am you have always known yourself to be since you were a child. You are the same I am you have always known, even though you've been through tons of horrible, depressive, anxious, worrisome, disappointing, and painful shit. You may not be the exact same character you were when you were a child, but you're the same goddamn person and I am that you have always known better than anyone else. Without an experience with bliss, be it through love or drugs, you will remain a low vibrational, low IQ, victim-minded, angry whittle lamb who believes it was tricked or forced into this nasty, shitty, peculiar prison sentence nightmare hell. Sometimes the experience of bliss happens spontaneously and without drugs or falling in love with someone. Some people have reported a sudden state of bliss upon watching their child being born. Some have reported a sudden state of bliss upon bringing home a puppy or kitten. Some have reported a sudden state of bliss upon witnessing a mama duck walking across the road with her ducklings following behind her. But what determines your encounter with bliss is directly related to your predetermined script. If it ain't in your script, then there's nothing at all you can do about it. And it really is no big deal. An encounter with bliss is usually followed by a rather severe crash into low vibrations. And this is because you got a taste of heaven and you want more, but know that it is ridiculous to want more heaven when you are in hell. More heaven is not available in hell because hell was designed to deny heaven exists. We are not here to turn hell into heaven. We are not here to turn our predetermined biographies into something happy and pain-free. We are here to experience what life can be like when we forget who we really are as eternal persons. We are here to experience what life can be like when we forget our heavenly home, where there is no mysterious thing called death hanging over our heads. And I, philosopher Newport, am by no means the first person to conclude that we are all eternal persons caught up in a kind of dream world where it seems we eventually die a death of annihilation and never exist again, but actually wake up back at our familiar heavenly home. Long, long ago in India, someone or a group of someones wrote something called the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is generally dated to somewhere between 400 BC and 200 BC. so roughly 2,400 years ago, though some scholars push the underlying ideas further back into the Upanishads, closer to 700 to 800 BC. I'll share the key verses from chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains the indestructible nature of the soul.
Chapter 2. Key verses on the eternal soul. Verse 20.
The soul is never born, nor does it ever die, nor having once existed, does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed.
Verse 23.
Weapons cannot cut the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can wind dry it.
Verse 24.
The soul is unbreakable and insoluble. It cannot be burned or dried. It is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Verse 25.
The soul is said to be invisible, inconceivable, and unchangeable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body.
Verse 27.
For one who has taken birth, death is certain, and for one who has died, birth is certain. Therefore, you should not lament over the inevitable.
Verse 30.
The soul that dwells within the body is eternally indestructible. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being.
Is that some awesome stuff or what, motherfucker? That was Krishna revealing to Arjuna that the Atman, the individual self, is identical to Brahman, the universal ground. The finite conscious human is the infinite, eternal person temporarily experiencing limitation and primal fear. Back in those days, nearly 2,500 years ago, society was very God-centric. Every religion or school of philosophy centered around the idea of a god, a singular, conscious entity who thinks and feels and is aware that it thinks and feels, and who is omniscient and omnipotent and eternal. So let's replace the word Brahman with perfect, eternal, conscious energy. The individual self is perfect, eternal, conscious energy. No one is in charge in heaven. There is no God. There is no government or monarchy. It is the paradisical home state of awareness for eternal persons, all of whom are perfectly equal and equally perfect to all others. Not one is older or younger, or dumber, or smarter than anyone else. They have always been alive, and will always be alive. Without an experience with bliss, be it through love or drugs, you will remain a low vibrational, low IQ, victim-minded, angry whittle lamb who believes it was tricked or forced into this nasty, shitty, peculiar prison sentence nightmare hell. As Mr. T said on the TV show The A-Team,
I pity the fool.
Or as Ronnie James Dio sang,
when you listen to fools, the mob rules.
But it's okay however your script plays out. We are all dreamers here, in a dream. There is absolutely not one moment that is real. Do you call the dreams you have when you are asleep real? No, not usually. You may want to believe they are real, but you know they are not. True enough, yes, most people will never question if this recalculous so-called life is a dream. They will believe this is the only life they will ever have in any way, shape, or form. And that's what most people are here for. They don't want to wake up and smell the coffee. Leave them alone. And guess what? Waking up is just an illusion within a dream. We aren't really waking up. And even if we were, we can't change our scripts. We're stuck on this ride until it comes to a complete stop. We are stuck in this drug trip until the drug wears off. Just because we believe we are eternal does not mean we will no longer gnash our teeth or cry oceans of tears. We are fearless, eternal persons who are never changed or diminished or improved or destroyed by any of the very horrible, atrocious, vile, painful, evil shit in this dream world. If you disagree, you are low vibrational and low IQ, and you probably hate hearing that. But this temporary person that you are playing the role of is not really you, because you are actually fearless and infinitely intelligent. You are actually, and always have been, and always will be, a high vibrational, high IQ, unique and subjective, eternal person.
I'm annihilated, you know?
Will you shut up? We're not gonna have a family brawl.